Hello world! Today I'm going to unbox my very first ever Boxycharm, and we're going to do this like a little get ready with me try on, so stay tuned! Hey everybody, Shelly here, and today, wow, what was that? I don't know what I'm doing here. Today we are going to unbox my very first ever Boxycharm. I'm very excited. I subscribed to Boxycharm. As you see, this is the November box. You have probably already seen a lot of people unbox their November boxes because I got my subscription in at like the very last moment when you could get the November box, which I'm glad because the November box has an eyeshadow palette in it that I was really excited about. So you've probably already seen some unboxings. So that is why I decided to do this as a sort of try on, get ready with me. So in this video, I am going to try every single thing in my Boxycharm box. You're going to watch me try the eyeshadow palette and try the highlighter that came in it and try the lip color that came in it. And we're just going to try it all, get first impressions on how everything actually wears and looks and all that good stuff. So if you would like to check that out, stay tuned, keep on watching, and here we go. Alright. So I've already got on my foundation, concealer, brows, and I did already apply one of the products in the Boxycharm. This is the Skin Icelandic Relief Eye Cream with Glacial Flower Extract, and this, according to the little insert card, is supposed to combat 3 major eye issues: dark circles, puffiness, and wrinkles, all while on the go. So this is a little click-up tube, and it's got a little product coming out and a fuzzy stuck on the tip. But it's like a cream sort of, and you put it under your under eye, and ooh, I wish I would have filmed myself putting this on because it's so cold. You're supposed to enjoy the cooling sensation, and holy cow, it's a cooling sensation. Now, it's a little bit thicker than something I would typically wear under makeup, and I do feel like there's a tiny bit of sort of a feeling of product buildup going on underneath my eyes, but this was a really enjoyable experience putting this on, and it is definitely chilly. It's got a cooling sensation, and we'll see if it helps the wrinkles and the puffiness. I do think already it's starting to help the puffiness because I woke up with pretty puffy eyes this morning, and it's going down just a little bit. So that was a pleasant little experience, though. We'll see how well it wears under makeup. I'm thinking it might be a little too heavy, but if it is, I think it'll still be a very enjoyable evening sort of relaxing cool down routine. This morning brought to you by Chatty. Next up is a crown brush. This is the C513, and it is described as a pro detail crease brush. It's pretty dense. It's got a little bit of give to it, so it's not quite as dense as a pencil brush that I would use for liner and smudging, but it's that sort of very pointy shape. I'm going to try it today. We will see. It feels to me like it'll be a little bit too precise for a crease, but maybe if you're doing like a cut crease kind of a thing, it might be good. I don't attempt to cut crease very often because I have pretty severely hooded lids, and there's a lot of skin going on up here that moves a lot, so a cut crease is kind of weird because my eye skin moves. I don't know. But we also got in this Boxycharm an eyeshadow palette. Studio Makeup on the Go, and this, let's see what they have described on the card here. The On the Go palette includes 9 shades that are perfect for creating day and night looks. Okay, let me open this up because it actually is right in my wheelhouse in terms of color selection. There is no mirror, but here are the shades, and it's a mix of shimmers and mattes, which I like. So we are going to try this out today. I'm thinking that I'm probably going to use this matte white as a base, this as my transition color, also matte. This matte as a crease color, and then this shimmer, and maybe a little bit of one of the lighter shimmers as well on the lid. So let me just swatch a couple of these that I plan to use. There's my white, my transition, my crease color, and let me get one of these shimmers. And let's just go down the line here. So, white transition. I'm trying to see my screen. White transition, crease color, and that sort of shimmery, plummy sort of color. And let me get one of the lighter shimmers here. We'll put that over here. Ooh, that one's pretty. I think that one might be my lid color. So this is the sort of color palette. The pigmentation in swatching, the mattes look maybe a little bit light, not quite super pigmented, but you never really know until you put them on your eyes. So I'm going to refrain from judging until then. Let's start with the base. I'm just going to use a flat shadow brush and that white sort of matte color, and I have already put down my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly as my primer, and I do like to put a sort of flesh toned shadow over that just to reduce the tackiness, because if I don't, I find that the sort of the first spot where my brush touches with color is darker than everything else and it's harder to blend out. So I do like to put down a flesh tone powder just to make it a little bit easier to blend everything on top. Now I'm going to go in with that, woo, things are falling, with that matte sort of taupe shade. And this is a Real Techniques brush. Do they have a name on it? The Deluxe Crease Brush. And this I got in a kit from Kohl's when they had their 50% off Black Friday dealio kind of thing. It's kind of big. It feels like something that I wouldn't use for my crease, but I have figured out that it's a little bit in the type of use I would get out of it. Did I grab that brush? That Wet n Wild crease brush that is so super big and fluffy that I only use it for transition colors that I want to be really diffused and blown out. It works pretty well like that, but it's not a precision brush unless you've got really large eyes, I'm guessing. And I do have kind of small eyes, I suppose, but see how it takes up, look at all the space it takes up. But it does very nicely get above the crease, in the crease, and below, which is kind of what you're going for when you want a nice transition shade. So I do like this brush for transition. And this shade is not bad. It doesn't seem patchy at all. It seems to blend in very nicely. So how's everybody doing? Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Are you looking forward to all of the winter holidays that are rushing upon us that I am not at all ready for? Holy cow. I have not even started my Christmas shopping, and yeah, and I think this video is going to go up pretty close to Christmas Eve, which I'm going to be traveling for Christmas, so I have to really get my shopping done like now. The nice thing is that I do most of my, itchy eye. The nice thing is that I do a lot of my shopping online, and since I traveled back to my mom's for Christmas, she lives in Chicago, I can just shop online and have everything delivered to her house, and that just saves me a ton of hassle, and most of the time I order everything gift wrapped. I don't have to deal with it, and so yeah, convenient. That shade worked for me. I keep hitting the mirror. I hope you can't see that. Next I'm going to go in with this matte sort of reddish, pinkish, mauvish, plumish color. And I think I'm going to start with my Sigma E25 in the crease and do some sort of diffused-ish crease color. And then I'll go in with that detail brush and sharpen up the depth of the crease and define it a little more. That's what I'm thinking. This comes onto the brush pretty pigmented. Ooh, it goes onto the eye pretty pigmented as well. So let's just pretend those swatches didn't happen because, woo, there's some color going on here. Yeah, girl. These colors do seem to blend out okay. I'm not having any issues. I mean, they look nice. This is a very nice color too. I do like the range of this eyeshadow palette. So I had been watching, who was the unboxing I was watching? Nikki, Beauty Junkie. And she showed this palette and was, talking about Boxycharm, and I thought, doggone it, I'm gonna do it. So that is where I canceled. I had previously, as you know, canceled my Ipsy and my Birchbox, and I replaced that with Medusa's makeup, the vegan, cruelty-free indie makeup line. And I really did like the things that I got from Medusa's makeup. And so I kind of took that as, now I know that I like them, and if I'm going to be, receiving their full-size makeup products, I feel like I wanted to choose my own. So I canceled that subscription and replaced it with Boxycharm. And this is my first Boxycharm, and really this eyeshadow palette was the thing that convinced me to try it out. I think these shadows are going on very nicely. I'm not having any trouble whatsoever. Unless you count the trouble I have with the fact that I have hooded lids and they drive me crazy, but that is definitely not the eyeshadow palette's fault. Do you see how when I just relax my eyes, so much of my crease hides into the fold of my hood, and it's so hard to judge where to get the shadow, especially since that skin moves and doesn't fall down onto my eye the same way every single time I talk or move my eyes, and I do move my eyes a lot. I've noticed ever since I started doing YouTube, I furrow my brows a lot. I don't know why, because that seems like an angry gesture, and I do the raised eyebrow thing a lot too. The things you learn when you stare at yourself for hours every week on a video screen. But yeah, you see, this eye isn't so bad. This eye is pretty cooperative, but this one, this whole area right here is just not very cooperative at all. And it's hard to keep your eyes like this and apply shadow because you're not being very precise. Ugh, the joys of hooded eyes. I've always had slightly hooded lids, but it is getting worse as I get older, and yeah. Ugh, let's just not talk about it. How do you not talk about it, though? You have to talk about it. I will say I am trying out an Olay lifting eye serum that, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it, is working really well, and it is probably going to make it into my December favorites because it has helped a whole lot with my, I don't have like quite crow's feet, but I'm starting to get lines there that interfere with my ability to do winged eyeliner, and it is improving. I've been using it for probably 3 weeks now, and that might make my favorites. So I think this is as good as it's going to get with my stinking hooded lid here that just doesn't want to cooperate, and that's just how we're just going to have to live with it. We're just going to have to live with it. That's just going to happen. So let's try the crown brush that came in this palette, and I'm just going to use this to sort of define my outer V a little bit with this same color. And for me, it's not really an outer V, it's an outer 7, because I need to lift this area of my eye. And if I use the corner as a V, it really drags down with my hood. So I need the emphasis to be like, up this way and down instead of the actual corner. You see what I'm saying? See this little, like, that needs to be the point of my outer corner. See what I'm saying about having a super precise brush? Like, I feel like it's laying product down a little too heavy, which I can blend this out, but that's my initial concern with a brush like this. But it does lay product, it packs product down precisely so I can see how using it to like deepen a crease or do a cut crease could be beneficial. So I don't know that I'll reach for this brush super often, but I see it as a good utility brush to have on hand. Let me blend that out just a little bit. Because you want to keep the depth of color you created, but you don't want the harsh lines. Or maybe you do. I mean, you do you. Whatever you like. I don't want the harsh lines. Yeah. Alright. Now I think I want a flat shadow brush. This is a Real Techniques small shader brush. And let's try that darker, I know I keep flipping this different directions, but let's try that darker pink shimmer for the, it's like outer third-ish. Ooh, fallout. We have fallout. We have fallout. Fallout is happening. FYI, fallout is happening. This is going on a lot darker than it looks in the pan. I did not bring a brush to brush my fallout off, so we're just gonna do it with this little guy. This is my whale brush. I got this in an Ipsy, or I think it was an Ipsy. I love this brush. I don't even know who makes it or what it is, but it's my whale brush, and I love it. I love it. This is a pretty color. It almost feels a little more copper than pink. It's pinkish, but am I crazy? What do you guys see? Do you see copper? It not that it's straight up copper, but it feels like it's got that sort of undertone to it. Like almost copper gold undertone. I mean, it's not, but I think I'm losing my mind is what's happening. That's all. It is the end of the semester. We are going into final exam week next week. I teach at James Madison University. Go SMAD, Dukes for life, and I'm losing my mind just as much as my students are. So, yeah. Maybe it's not copper. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know. It's a pretty color though. I'm gonna get another flat shadow brush. This one is from Ulta. I really don't like this brush. It's very pokey, but all my other ones are dirty. And I'm gonna use the sort of pinky shimmer. I guess it's like a champagne shimmer for the rest of my eye. My lid, that's what I meant. Like, this brush doesn't pack on as much color as other brushes that I've got. I mean, it was really reasonably priced, and I'd say it's a good starter brush, and I mean, I say I don't like it, but I still use it all the time, so I can't not like it that much. But it's just a little, it's not as soft as other brushes that I've got, and it's not as good at holding, packing, and distributing color, if that makes any sense. I love the small shader brush, the Real Techniques brush that I just used, but I only have a few of those, and the rest of them are dirty, so I need to wash my brushes. Does anyone else hate washing their brushes? I actually am not a person that hates washing my brushes. I have a pretty quick system, and it works really well. If you'd like to see a video on how I clean my brushes, which has made me not hate cleaning my brushes, let me know in the comments below, but I just haven't done it because I was traveling last weekend, and I haven't cleaned those brushes yet, and like I said, finals week is coming up, and it's getting to be crazy town around here. Fallout, fallout, fallout. I'm liking these colors. I think they're working really nicely. I really, really do. I don't think I'm going to go under the lower lash line. Yeah, I am. I'm just changing my mind. I don't know what I want to do. I didn't bring over my pencil brush, so I'm going to use that crown brush, the little detail brush. And I think I'm going to use just that light brown that we started with in the crease as a transition with a tiny, like a dab, like a boop of that little reddish color. My initial thought was I wasn't going to go under the eye because I feel like I'm looking a little wrinkly under there today and a little bit dry, and that tends to accentuate that, but maybe it'll distract from it. I don't know. Like I said, we're just making this up as we go. This brush is a little too soft for this purpose, but actually, maybe if you just want something like diffused, it's not so bad. I have some glitter fallout under my eye I can see right now from those shimmer shadows. So this might be one of those eyeshadow palettes that you would want to do your eyeshadow before you do your face makeup, maybe. Alright, I need something a little darker, and the only darker, well, they've got this gray matte, and then they've got this, it looks like a satin finish brown. Oh, I'll just do the gray matte. Let's try the gray matte. Darken up the outer under a little teeny tiny bit. Yeah. Let's do that. I have not been liking how my my lower lash line looks lately. I don't know why. I feel like this eye that I'm working on now does not take shadows gracefully under the eye as well as this one does. So I'm just a mess. I'm an unbalanced mess. There's a lot of glitter falling down on this side of my face. Oh well, I'm glittery. I'm very, very sparkly. Okay, that's what we're doing there. I feel like a little bit of an inner corner highlight, so I think I'm going to go in with just a little bit of that little shade there, and boop. That is how I've been doing my inner corner highlight lately. Just pressing it into my inner corner right here, because I find that when I use a brush, I have really dark circles that go all the way up into my eye here. And when I use a brush, if I bring any of the sparkle onto those dark circles, even after concealer and everything, I feel like it really accentuates them, and not good, not good. So that's what I try to avoid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've used 7 of the 9 shades in this palette, and I am happy with how they applied and blended out. I'm totally fine with this. I like this. I can see this as something I grab on a regular basis. Let's put a little bit of the, I'm going to use the matte. I don't like to do shimmers for my brow bone highlight. I prefer matte. I'll do shimmer every so often, but matte is better for me because my brow bone is really close to the hood of my eye, which I'm usually trying to make recede, and shimmers will bring that part of my eye forward as opposed to making it recede. So I do try to opt for matte shades up there. I'm gonna say thumbs up on this eyeshadow palette. Who makes this again? Studio Makeup on the Go. Now this was listed as a, let's see, $49.95 eyeshadow palette. I don't know if I'd pay $50 for it, but I'd probably, on a splurge day, easily pay $40, and I'd probably definitely pay $30 for it in terms of right off the bat. The only limitation I would say is that it's a really specific color scheme, and it's a really specific sort of layout of shadows, so I think you're only going to get a handful of unique looks out of a palette like this, since they're all in the same sort of family, and you can change up the strategy for placement of color, but you're going to always come away with a pretty much either neutral or mauve-y neutral look out of it. So that is where, you know, in terms of versatility, I don't know that I would spend $50 on something like this. But for a Boxycharm, holy crap, yes. Perfect, yes. Love, love, love. Absolutely, thank you. This is a very good first impression, Boxycharm. I am going to finish up my eyes, and I will be right back. Okay, so I finished up with Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper. This was my first ever tattoo liner, and it is on its last leg. It is almost, I don't know if you would say it's dried out or empty or what. I have been using this for about 9 months now, so regularly. It is my favorite liner. I just bought a refill for it when Sephora did that VIB, you know, here's a $25 discount for you, because holy crap, these companies keep doing more discounts. I'm so tapped out from Black Friday that, but the replacement is on the way, but I am going to use this one until I cannot use it anymore. And I used my Urban Decay 24/7 Waterline pencil, which is getting down to be a small little nub. I have a backup for that too. And Benefit Roller Lash for my mascara. Now, this is like the never-ending, bottomless Boxycharm box. So we have 2 more items in here. The next item came in a super cute, like, really posh-looking little box. This is the Vintage by Jessica Liebeskind. Probably killing the name. Illuminating face highlighter. So I was expecting a highlighter. Look at how, like, it's so pretty. It's very pretty. I was expecting a highlighter, and instead, I mean, it's really shimmery, but to me, it looks kind of like a blush. It's sort of peachy. Ooh, it's really pretty, though. Do I have any space left on my hand here? Do you see how bright that is? Like, there's a lot going on. I mean, it's peachy. It's bam. Now, I'm super, super fair-skinned, obviously. So this might be a little too much craziness going on. Where's my fallout brush? Whale brush. I do. Let's see. Is there any more fallout going on? I don't know why I have so much glitter on this side of my face, but there's some glitter on my nose now too. Yeah, something had fallout. So I'm going to use like the lightest hand I possibly can, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be a little bit crazy. And just dab a tiny bit in here. Yeah, this isn't really a highlighter for me. This is more of a blush. So I'm going to just kind of act like it's my blush. I already have a little bit of blush on, but yeah, it's a little too dark to be a highlighter for me. But it is pretty. It's very pretty. Let's try the other side. So I'm just going to go a little lower because that's where my blush would go. It's pretty. It's pretty. It's just a little too dark for my pasty pirate skin. And I don't usually go with shimmery blushes for fear of accentuating pores and texture on my face. So if you've got mature skin or becoming mature skin, you may have that similar issue. So I don't know if this is going to be a keeper for me, only because I don't know if it's going to work with my skin tone and texture. But it's super pretty, super cute packaging, and I think it will make a super cute gift for whoever I end up giving it to, because it's super cute. Last thing in the Boxycharm box is the Bella Pierre Cosmetics Kiss Proof Liquid Lipstick, or they call it a lip creme. And let's see if there's anything exciting here. Full coverage, high impact liquid lipsticks that last for hours without the need to touch up. Creamy formula goes on smoothly, dries to a beautiful matte finish in a snap. They do in their Boxy Tips section mention that, well, they say, apply lip cream to the middle of lower lips, rub together, spread evenly, repeat until you reach desired coverage and look. Work quickly, this product dries fast. That's a run-on sentence. They should have used punctuation between those two, not just a comma, but anyway. So this retails for $20, and let's see how it goes. This is the shade Antique Pink, and they are not kidding. It does dry quickly. The instructions on the actual bottle here say to, with lips slightly parted, draw the outline with the applicator tip and then fill in with a thin layer. So they do not recommend pressing your lips together. And in some cases, liquid lipsticks I find get all messy when you press your lips together. This one did not get messy when I pressed my lips together, though, as you can tell, it was kind of messy with the applicator, and I've had it on for about 5 minutes now, and it's still a little bit sticky. So I hope that that will dry down. It's accentuating all of the texture in my lips, which most liquid lipsticks do tend to do on me, the ones that are, you know, the super matte, dry down liquid lips. But I really like the color, and I really like that they've curated this color to very well work with the eyeshadow palette that came in this Boxycharm. So overall, that's my Boxycharm box, and I am overall quite pleased with this Boxycharm box. So I will continue my Boxycharm subscription. Do you guys have Boxycharm? Do you like Boxycharm? Do you get similar good items in your monthly box this November? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll let you know what I think as we go on, and as I get my next few Boxycharms, I will definitely be unboxing them right here. So subscribe if you have not already, and you will get notifications when I upload those videos. Thanks a lot for stopping by, spending some time geeking out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.